Mom, say cheese.
Cheese.
No, look and say cheese. Oh, it's the wrong way.
Cheese. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to try my very, very best to explain our situation. So last year, I posted a video on this page that got a lot of views. It's actually my most viewed video about making a move to Florida. I cannot believe it has been a year. So when we made the move, we kept our house and turned it into an Airbnb, the one we owned in Oklahoma, and we were going to rent in Florida. I told myself I was going to give it 1 year. So I rented for a year, signed a year contract, and turned this house in Oklahoma into an Airbnb. And here's why I chose not to sell our Oklahoma house right away, is because I didn't know anything about how this was going to go. It's the most uncomfortable thing I have ever done. I've never left my little hometown in Oklahoma, and I was just ready to have a change and show my kids more out there. It is the best decision I have ever made. I can confirm that a year later, but the reason why I kept this house is because I was scared I was gonna become homesick. And if I did become homesick, I could literally just go and have a house and just move right back in, so it would be kind of a smooth transition. But I wanted to at least try Florida out to see, because what's the worst that could have happened? I left, I didn't like it, and I come home and I learned, or I left and I realized this is exactly what I needed. And when I left, I've realized this is exactly what I needed. I've talked about this before. I was in a really bad place mentally, and I'm still battling that some days. When I was in Oklahoma, I just didn't have any hope. I was living in depression and fear and anxiety and just hopelessness. And I came here, and it was like I absorbed so well here. I made friends. I was just around more. I like getting uncomfortable is what makes me grow. And I think that's why I chose to just get really uncomfortable and pack up and leave 20 hours away. And the community here is just amazing. Everyone's friendly. Everyone works together. My kids' school is top notch. I just love the people here. They're active. They're really motivated. And within like 6 months, a company asked me to start doing outdoor workout events. And I just feel like I fit in, and I feel like I belong here. So we were really busy. Like, we got really busy really fast. I mean, we moved here and it was like boom, boom, boom. We are always moving. We never sit down. Opportunities started coming. Business started happening. Like, it was truly amazing. So we were getting to the end of the year, and when we originally signed the contract, our landlord said, after this year, you can sign on every 90 days. And we had thought that we had paid up until the end of October. So on September 1st, I'm like, Josh, it's coming to the end. Let's go ahead. And at the end of next month, we'll extend it 90 days. That way we'll have time to shop for a house, kind of decide what we want to do, see what we can get approved for, what we have to put down, all that stuff. And on the 1st of September, so we were supposed to stay until the end of October. On the 1st of September, I texted the landlord and I said, hey, at the end of October, do you think we can extend 90 days? And he's like, actually, your lease ends at the end of this month. And I have someone who needs to live there, so we're not doing an extension. We had 30 days to figure life out. And I knew I didn't want to rent for another year. So Josh and I put our heads together and we're like, okay, what do we want to do? Let's go ahead and sell our house in Oklahoma. Like, it's not profiting. You know, we kind of just want to close that chapter. We have family to stay with. When we go home 3 times a year, they come and visit us mostly. And there's just no point in paying 2 house payments. So we put the house on the market and it sold in 5 days. So that was really exciting. So we knew we had to take a trip home and move back here. Our house sold. What now? Now it's time to see what we get pre-approved for. We got pre-approved in like a week of working with a lender, and it was for a price that worked for us. And then we started house hunting, and that's like when things kind of became a disaster. And the clock was ticking. I'm like, what are we going to do at the end of this month? But also in my head, I'm like, even if we find a house and go under contract, it takes 30 to 60 days. So we're going to have to figure out a place to live. And I thought that would be easy, but it actually was very stressful. So we're moving our stuff out of the rental house into a storage unit. We're trying to figure out how to get back to Oklahoma to move out of there, or when we can take a break from like work here. And we found a home. We found several homes we love, and people from out of state were coming in with cash offers. Boom, whatever your offer is, I'm going to offer twice as much with cash. So for a while I felt like I don't stand a chance, you know? And I just kept looking and looking and looking, and we found a house, and the lady said, listen, you don't have to go in a bidding war. Let's go under contract on this house. And I'm like, awesome. It was a little more than we wanted to spend. We go under contract and we get the inspection. I finally feel like, oh my gosh, like we have it. I get the inspection and a lot was wrong with the house. So I'm like, this lady was so kind to us and worked with us, but I'm not, like, we're just not going to buy a house that needs a lot of work done, and expensive work. A week prior to that, I was driving with my daughter. It was after church. The boys were home, and I seen a sign that said open house. So we went to the open house, and I'm like, wow, this house is cheaper than what we went under contract for. It's less. It's new, so no work needs done, and it works so much better for us. And I'm like, I called Josh and I said, you have to come see this house. So he went and he came and seen it, and he was like, wow, this is amazing, but look how many people are here. Like, you're going to go in a bidding war. And I'm like, you're right. We're under contract, you know. So when the inspection came back that everything was wrong, I looked on the market and that house was still on the market. It was only a week later. So I was like, Josh, let's just make an offer for asking price. And he said, well, there is a open house tomorrow. We went to the we put an offer in. We went to the open house and it was just packed. And I'm like, my anxiety level, I'm like, this is the only thing on the market that works for us. I'm not going to go into a bidding war. I'm not going to give way over asking price for a house. I'm just not doing it. And we shouldn't have went to the open house because that just made my anxiety. Got a call the next day from the realtor that we work with, and they took our offer. I'm like, whoa. So we ended up in the exact house that we wanted, that works for us. We're super excited. You guys will get to see us move in there. And Josh and I purchased a new business together, so you guys will get to see that. So we went under contract. We lived in a hotel for 2 weeks, and then we went to Oklahoma for 2 weeks. So that right there was a month. And we made it. Josh drove all night. You're the real MVP, Josh. So we went back and we spent time with cousins, and of course had a lot of dance parties.
Is dancing.
Okay. Mom and Dad have 11 grandchildren, so we of course got a grandchildren photo.
Yeah.
Lyra! Boop, 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 boop.
Put Zayla
Baby shark, baby shark.
And it was my birthday.
Okay, guess who's 27
It's not
today?
starting. Is it starting?
Yeah, it started. I'm 27 today. Guess how I'm spending it? On a canopy in my dad's backyard.
Okay.
I said canopy. I said canopy. So we're going to sing a birthday song, Kayla and I are, and it goes like this. This is... So, weren't you
Oh, yeah.
this is the way I live. Little boys, how does it go? Stack my money in, lay low and chill. We can work hard just the way I feel. This is the way I live. I don't got no money, but...
Woo! Woo!
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. 1, 2, 3.
Wait, why am I dead?
because I don't know, maybe got murdered.
I got murdered. Who murdered me?
Close your eyes and try to get
Who
up.
murdered me?
I don't know. The kid's in danger.
Woo! Oh! Dawson, you okay? We also went to LA for the after show, and I got to go to California with my husband and my dad. And it was really fun, but it was really hard because my mom loved after shows. She loved traveling, and I know she would have loved California. Usually it's in New York, but I know she would have loved it, and so that was hard. I think it's hard for my dad to travel in general. You guys ready for LA? Goodbye, Oklahoma. We're in LA. Okay, so this is the most interesting thing I've ever seen. We are inside a building and everyone has an RV. So this is our little RV. It's a cute bag and I can take all these snacks home. They know me well too, because all right, y'all, that's a wrap. We wrapped. How you feeling, Dad? Little dizzy. It's always a therapy session when you sit on a couch with Dr. Drew, right?
Well,
I have never been on a plane this nice. What? Josh, are you sad you don't get to sit by me?
I know.
What the heck? Look at this. And when I came back, I was just dealing with a lot of mental health on the plane ride home, and we got home at midnight. And that night, you know those nights where your mental health is just not in check and you are crying and your heart rate is high and you just can't get sleep. So 7 a.m. rolled around, okay? I was running off of no sleep, none. And my sister texted me and said, "Hey girl, I'm coming to pick you up because we have a mud run to run." I completely forgot about the mud run. completely forgot. No, running off no sleep. I'm not gonna back out of something I paid to run, and I was really excited. It was my first mud run. It was super fun. I want to do a lot more. I ran it with my 2 sisters. Whitney's gonna be the winner chicken dinner.
Now, you guys listen to this. Listen really close, because you're going to try to argue with our judge down there. And she's a
And we had a blast. We wore 80 shirts because it was 80s themed, and at the bottom they said always be kind on them. So basically a mud run is where you're running through like forests and trails and mud, and like you stop. We did 4 miles and you stop like, and you do like an obstacle. Like one was jumping over hay bales, crossing a creek on a log, carrying a log on your back, doing a bear crawl up a hill, like all that stuff. So my body was just in survival mode, but I finished and it was super fun. So it is time to go back to Florida at this point, and we don't get to close for 30 more days. So it was like a 60-day thing. On the ride home, I'm like, Josh, I have searched the internet for hours for Airbnbs and I cannot find anything. There is nothing that's close. Like the closest thing that worked was going to be an hour drive to the school, and hotels would just not only be like pretty unaffordable, but to get one that works, like your family for a whole month is going to have a kitchen. You're going to have your own space. Okay, Josh and I need our own room, okay? And living in one room with no kitchen with 3 kids and a dog was going to be a lot for a month. I can't believe that there was no Airbnbs or month-to-month rentals. Like, there's nothing. A lot of people are moving to Florida. So, my friend said, hey, there's this RV and trailer park called Sun and Fun, Sarasota. They have a water park. They have all kinds of fun stuff going on. You should rent a trailer. And I called and they're like, we have one trailer available for 30 days. And I'm like, boom, take my money. So I paid for it. It was such a blessing. It's only 10 minutes from the school, 10 minutes from my work. And we showed up and we love this place. Like I would literally buy a place here to come vacation. It is so fun. Here's some clips. Back in Florida.
Don't got no heart, I got an icebox. Brand new roller, swipe out the G-Shock. Moving slowly out on the street. No more double, go ahead of detox. Came from the trenches, they ain't showing us no love. Dying in the city, all we wanted was a hug, yeah. We on the block like every night to catch a buzz. Get the cash, tell my family of the hood, that's a must. Was a hood baby with no soldiers. Bad past, never left.
It's really fun, guys. So basically, long story short, in a 30-day time frame, I bought a business, bought a house, sold a house, went to Oklahoma, went to LA, went back to Florida. A lot has happened in 30 days, and that's why I've been kind of off of YouTube. Super stressed, but blessed. I'm very blessed, and I'm very thankful for that. So life has been crazy. I'm going to be posting more often on here, so stay updated, and you guys will get to see the house we bought and help us decorate it. You guys will be finding out about the business Josh and I are now into. So love you guys, and see you in the next video.